Well, hello everybody. How are we doing? Wanted to give you guys what's probably going to be kind of like a final update, I guess, or one of the final ones. I don't know. I'll have to see. I don't know if AIT is going to be quite as noteworthy for Sarah, so we shall see what we come up with. But um, she just finished this past week. Almost really leading into the weekend. Hang on a second, my headset's like so loud that it's. I'll turn that back down. Um, so they did this thing called the Forge, and hang on, it's still too loud. There we go. There we go. I'll turn that thing down. And the Forge is the way that I think of it is almost like a final exam, but in the form of a field exercise for basic training. Because there's a lot of components to the Forge that are all individually, they are all things that Sarah and the other recruits have or trainees I think is the official term. They're all things that they've worked on or learned at different points in time throughout the basic training, and so this is sort of an opportunity to make sure that everybody can competently string all of those things together into one continuous, you know, test slash field exercise. I mean, there's like live fire and shooting and for targets, you know, the marksmanship kind of stuff, and there's all kinds of other things. Now, Sarah told me that actually her company went second. There's actually two companies there out at the Forge course. I mean, there's like a jog, run, hike, whatever you want to call it, through a bit of a course that kind of goes through the woods or whatever. And she said it was really kind of rough because I think they just had like basically the overall trail kind of outlined with like some glow sticks or something, and that was really about it. That's the only kind of lighting they had at one point. But she said that, anyways, she said that there was another company that went first on some of that stuff, and they got to sit in the bleachers and watch them. And so I've always kind of thought that when it comes to something like that, where it's like a performance based thing and you're not sure what to really expect and whatnot, I always feel like being able to watch the other people go first, so that you kind of have this idea of what to expect. You kind of see what it looks like from an external perspective. Because, you know, like for instance, the live fire thing, there's like this machine gun belting out these tracer rounds about 3 or 4 feet above their heads while they're crawling through this course. That looks very different to somebody that's off to the side in the bleachers watching, you know. So you kind of get, you know, to have both perspectives. I think that's certainly sounds beneficial. But so she said there was stuff like that. She said those rounds, just like these red hot rounds, just going through the air, and you can see them hitting the trees, and you can see a little bit of fire and stuff. So it was, and she had some target practice things and some other stuff. And so she did good. She passed everything. I believe everybody in her what is she? She's like everybody in her company. I think pretty much passed. So, or is it platoon? Wait, everybody. Anyways, the people that are in her barracks, those women and those men. Well, I mean they're not together, but you know the women that are in her barracks and the men that are in their barracks that are all with that same grouping. I'm not sure what the organizational unit is called. Um, you know, you start having flashbacks from like biology class, like phylum, genus, class, species. You start having like, I'm not sure. So, anyways, I'm not sure how they do that. But anyway, so as far as I know of, everybody in her company that went through passed. She did as well. Um, if you guys look through my Facebook feed a few days ago, I know I shared some pictures. I don't remember if I shared the video or not. I did find a video. I couldn't find anything with her in it. She told me that we talked Sunday, and Sarah said that basically they were all lined up in a certain way when they after the forge when they got ready to go out to that part of the field to do the little ceremony where they light a torch and recite the soldier's creed and all that. And when they actually went out into like the lineup, they did them so they were lined up by like rows, but then they went out in columns, and so she ended up being like in the back, so I couldn't really see her. Couldn't see her in the pictures, but she was there, and she said that she actually got a little emotional about it, um, and rightfully so. I mean, you realize that this is the culmination of all that they've done in basic training to this point. This is like the final test to see, okay, has everything stuck with me? Do I really truly have it all down? And can I really put it all together and not look like I'm stumbling around like a lost idiot? No, look like I know what I'm doing. So yeah, I can imagine that because I mean it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of sweat and a lot of long days and hot days, and to go through all that. It's like, of course, because that's that seal of approval, right? That stamp of approval that just says, hey, congratulations, you've done it. Now you are a soldier. You've transitioned. You're no longer a trainee. We officially are saying that you are competent and qualified as a soldier now, no longer a civilian. So you've made that transition. So that's huge. That is by far huge. So I can imagine. So she got, they have like a beret that they get put on, and they have a patch. And I think during the graduation ceremony, there's going to be some sort of a blue cord that they'll have that'll go over their shoulder. But yeah, it's really cool. She said they are working on something for graduation, although she wasn't sure what, but she seemed pretty sure that they were going to actually have something that they're going to do to some extent. And she's got to turn in a bunch of equipment. And then in about a week and a half, actually more like a week and, well, hold on, is it a week and a half, or is it, no, it's next week, so it's like a week and a day. So yeah, a week and a day, I get to see her for family day and graduation, and then what she'll do is, and of course that's a Wednesday and Thursday, so what she'll do is on that Monday coming up after that, she will hop on a bus that will take her on over to wherever she's going to stay for AIT. She said it's more of a dorm room style than the barracks that she's in for basic. Because I did ask her, how do you get around? Like, I actually was joking with her when she would tell me that, oh, we get on this bus. I'm like, what, a bus? I'm like, what is the army? Don't y'all just march everywhere? What is that? What the crap? So we laughed about that, but she was like, yeah, it's not look, this ain't a party bus, right? This is not like a leather seat, little, mini bus with a wet bar or something crazy like that. Like, this is like almost like a prison bus. Like, this is a real basic, no frills looking, like, white, ugly bus. So, but I think she said right now she's got about like 2 duffel bags almost full of different stuff. And of course, once she turns in equipment and everything that she's done with now that she's done with basic, that'll cut that down a little bit. Did get the chance to look at the platoon shirts. I'm not sure if I'm going to get one or not. I may. Her platoon came up with some cool custom artwork to go on the back of these shirts. These black t-shirts from platoongear.com. And on the front is like the logo, like the left chest, I think, is the training logo for Fort Jackson. So, I don't know, because I talked to her about it, and she said she got one, and my mother-in-law, she got one, and my father-in-law, her husband, he got one, and I mean, I kind of like, at this point, I'm like, well, I have to get one because I have to join the club. But she made the point, though, and I kind of see what she was saying. She's like, well, would you really want one, though? Because she said, you don't know any of these people. You're not, you haven't met any of them. And it's like, well, I mean, I was like, hun, you're on there, and I mean, just showing my pride for your platoon. I mean, why not? Like, come on, man. Like, that's kind of cool. So I don't know, but I did get one from their site because they have platoon gear, they have battalion gear, and they've also got just general Army gear. And one of the things that I found was really cool, and it's a T-shirt that says like Army Husband, or proud Army husband or something like that, like on the front. So it's got like the Army logo and all that. So I mean, they just have a ton of those, right? They've got like Army husband, Army dad, Army whatever brother, and, my daughter wears combat boots, my son defends freedom, all those kind of cool things. So I got one of those, and I'm hoping it'll be here in time to wear to family day or graduation. And well, we'll see, right? It has shipped, so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. It has already shipped. I was getting worried because, like, man, if it doesn't ship out by like this weekend at the latest, then I'm like, there's no way it's gonna get here. But also, I wanted to check and see. I can't remember if they sent it USPS or FedEx. I noticed lately the mail just for packages is like slower, and I don't know. I guess in the last few years it seems like the Postal Service has really, really sharpened that difference between, like, there's almost like two lines of business, one that handles packages and one that handles mail, because I've even had packages delivered on a Sunday, and of course if you were to mail somebody a letter, they're not going to get that on a Sunday because that mail, that version of the mail, that line, if you will, that channel doesn't run on Sunday. So that's kind of interesting. So I don't know, we'll see. It may have been FedEx. I can't remember. I think because I actually picked. I think I had the option to pick, and I mean, if I recall, one of the reasons was I picked what I picked for shipping is because the speeds were the same, right? Or there's a really small overlap. Like something may say, 2 to 4 business days, and then something else may say like 3 to 5, and I'm like, okay, so the sweet spot is 4. Well, I'm gonna just pick the cheaper shipping option then, and just hope that things are really on time and moving along well. Just save a few bucks, right? So anyway, so that's on the way. That'll be really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing her. It's been so long since I've seen my wife. It's been so long since we've had anything other than letters back and forth and phone calls, which, by the way, it's been about 2.5, 3 weeks since she replied to any of my letters. I'm just saying. But that's all right. We've been talking, and so I got to talk to her Sunday, and Sunday was good, man. After going to church, later on that day, I went back after dealing with Sarah's car issue. I went back to, they had a game night at the church. And so Sarah caught me just as I was heading out the door. I was able to talk to her on the phone during the drive out there, out there to Conway. So that was good. Look, I'm an extroverted kind of guy. Solitary time is not really my thing. I mean, I take time to think and reflect on my day. I like a little bit of quiet time in the morning. That joke from the earlier seasons of Stranger Things, right? With the Hopper, it was, mornings are for coffee and contemplation. So to an extent, I kind of like that. But once I get up, once I'm going for the day, once I'm ready to roll, I'm ready to roll. And I'm ready to roll all day. And I really thrive on that social interaction. So, just random strangers that I don't interact with much, like at the gym or the movies or the grocery store, just doesn't quite really cut it. You know what I mean? And, at some point, you just don't want to be too familiar with some random person you just ran into out of nowhere, right? So that's like... But anyway, so going to that game night was fun. I mean, I didn't even break out any of the games that I brought to play. We ended up just doing a bunch of group games. I just kind of hung out doing that just because I was like, man, I'm just so in need of being around some people. I mean, the cat and the dog are good listeners, and they love their affection, but it ain't the same, You need some human beings. You need like a group of people. I'm an extrovert. That's who I am. That's how I am. That's what I've been created to be by my Creator. And you just can't deny that, right? I can only do so much solitariness for so long before I just feel horrible. I feel miserable inside. Feels like I'm just dying on the inside. Something doesn't feel right. And it's hard to explain because it's like it's mental, it's emotional, it's, dare I even say, spiritual. It's just something at the core of your being, something but the very essence of who and what you are just says, I can't do it. We can't keep going like this. Something's got to give soon. So, yeah. I decided to get my butt out of there. So that's what's made this week good. This week, and then earlier in the week, I got to play Wingspan with some cool folks over at the game store, and that was fun. I mean, it took me a round or two to remember how to play Wingspan, but once the old memory came back to me, that was fun, and that was a wonderful like early to midweek kind of break from everything. And I just feel like that, and then the game night Sunday, it just really, really helped. You just need that fellowship. You just need some friends. You know, you need some people that you can comfortably just interact with, socialize with, and just, I mean, look, we're all gamers, right? I mean, some of us are a little less mainstream than others, but at the end of the day, I mean, we're all just a little off, right? So, you're in good company. But anyways, yeah, so that was good. And then when I got to hear from Sarah, that was great. I'm glad that she's done. I'm glad she passed everything. I don't know quite what AIT holds. I also don't know for sure where we'll end up, but when somebody asked me where we picked or where we had, because I said, well, they did ask her basically like her top 3 or 4 places that she would want to be stationed at for her first duty station, her first post. Somebody told me, and I don't know why this is, but they said, "Oh, really? Fort Stewart was one of them? Oh, well, then you'll probably get that because almost nobody picks Fort Stewart." So I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I've been to Fort Stewart. I've been to Savannah and Hinesville. It's okay. I mean, I never really got the feeling there's anything wrong with it. After driving around, I never felt like, oh man, what a dump. I mean, it never had anything like that. So I don't know what's wrong with Fort Stewart, man. Like, like what's going on? Like, is there something I don't know about? Like, you just start to think, those gears start turning in my head all of a sudden. But someone was like, yeah, almost nobody picks that. So yeah, you'll probably get that one. So we'll see. I know we've got some good friends out there in Savannah, in that area, and that would put us within just a couple hours of that Waycross, Southeast Georgia region where we were living at before. So we could still go visit some friends and every now and then, and family, but without having to be in that region necessarily, that portion of the region anyway. So win-win there. That's really about it. That's and hopefully AIT will have some interesting updates. But this is probably it, really. This is the last one for basic training. I will try to get some photos, if not also some video footage from. I don't know that I'll do anything for Family Day, but I'll definitely try to get good stuff for Graduation Day, and put that on there, get that uploaded, and. Man, it's just hard to believe. It's been long. It's been a long road, but it feels like it's been a short amount of time too, all at once. So, but that's where we're at, guys. So thanks for watching. I'll have some more updates after Family Day. I was able to get time off, so I have that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. So I have plenty of time to relax, enjoy all the festivities and everything. We've got family coming in. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. So family's coming in. I'm pretty sure my father-in-law is coming, and that's going to be cool. And then my mother-in-law's father is coming, and both of those guys have served. Well, I know my father-in-law served in the Army. I can't remember if my mother-in-law's father. I can't remember if it was the Army. I don't know why. For some reason, I want to think he served in a different branch, but he served in the military either way. So there's going to be like 3 generations of soldiers all there at once in the family. So that's going to be kind of cool. But yeah, that's it, guys. So just trying to keep this one a little bit shorter. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next week.